Conditional formatting in Excel is a powerful tool that can help you upgrade your Excel projects. In this complete tutorial, we'll master this skill from the very basics to expert level with practical examples. We'll see how to apply different colors, insert data bars, icons, or even emojis. But enough talking, let's start. The conditional formatting command is in the tab Home. A quick tip here. Since we are going to use the command a lot, we can pin it in the Quick Access toolbar with right-click and Add to Quick Access toolbar. And as you can see, it appears on top. In this spreadsheet, we have a list of employees. We just got informed that we have an employee 2 times and we must highlight the duplicate value. To find the duplicate employee, we will check the ID category since we need something unique. Many staff members can have the same name, age, or even starting date. But each ID code belongs only to a specific employee. So we select all cells in the ID column, then conditional formatting, highlight cells rules, and duplicate values. In the first box, we can choose either duplicate or unique, which will have the opposite result. We'll go with duplicate. And here, we can choose the formatting of the cells. Let's choose yellow fill. OK. And as we can see, Peter is 2 times in the list. We will not remove it since it's not in the scope of this video. Then we must highlight with orange color the employees who are older than 40 years old, and with light blue those who are younger than 25. Let's start with the first. We select all cells that are in the category age, conditional formatting, highlight cells rules, and greater than. We need greater than 40 years old. We go custom format. In the tab fill, we'll choose orange color. OK. And it's ready. Now we'll do the same, but less than 25. We go again custom format, and now we need a light blue. We'll choose this one. OK, OK, and it's ready. The next request is to represent the sales of each salesman with data bars. This is a great way to represent numerical values that we need to compare. We select the cells that represent sales, and this time we will use the command that we pinned. It's the same. We go data bars and we choose a color, this one. If we want to remove the numbers, we can go manage rules, select the rule we created. Here we can see many options. To remove the numbers, we tick this box. We can also change the kind of the fill and do it gradient, and add border in black color. OK and OK, and it's ready. This is a good way to compare sales. Now we need to find who employee started working in 2020 and later. Dates work the same way as numbers, so let's select the dates. Again, greater than, and now we need 1st January of 2020. We'll go custom format, since we need blue font and bold. OK, and it's ready. For better visualization of data bars, you can select all rows, increase their height, and even increase the width of column D. Now you can see better the results. Now we have a spreadsheet with a list of companies, and the first request is to highlight all pharmaceutical companies with yellow color and also add a border. We have a help here. All these companies contain the word pharma inside their name. So let's start by selecting the cells of the names, and this time we'll choose the option text that contains. We want the word pharma and also to change the format. We want yellow fill and also outline border. It's here. OK, and it's ready. Now we can do a test and change this pharma to Parma. And as we can see, it's not yellow anymore. Let's undo this. Then, based on the number of employees in each company, we need to highlight with green color the top 4 and with red color the bottom 4 companies. So we select the number of employees in each company, and this time we'll choose top 10 items. We'll change the number 10 to 4, and also we need to change the color of the cell. It's the top 4, so we need green color. Now we also do the same with bottom 4 companies. Bottom 10 items, and again we change 10 to 4. And we need a red fill. It's ready. Next request is to use colors to visualize the revenue of each company for each quarter of the year, with a 3-color scale: green, yellow and red. So we select all revenue cells for both quarters and we'll choose color scales, and as we can see, the first choice is what we need: green, yellow and red. We can also edit the colors. Manage rules. We choose our rule and edit rule. For example, we can make the colors more bright. And as we can see, there is bigger contrast now. The bigger the number, the more green it is, while the smaller the number, the more red it is. If the number is near the average, it has a yellow color. Another way to use the color scales is to select same color but different tones. Let's try with green color. We need to edit our rule and choose 3 different tones of green color. OK, and it's ready. Most of companies are located in China, so the next request needs from us to highlight with dark blue fill and white font companies that are not located in China. So we select all countries, and since this request is not so simple, we'll go to New Rule. We go to the second option, and since we need text, we'll choose specific text. But we don't want containing, we want not containing the word China. Now we need to format the cell to dark blue color, and also white font. It's ready. It highlights all countries that are not China. The conditional formatting does not only help with better visualization, but it also helps us with filtering and sorting the values. For example, if we need to filter all companies that are not located in China, it's easy because we know they have dark blue color. So let's do it. First, we need to add filters in our cells. So we go to the tab Data and we click Filter. As we can see, in the top row, the filters have been added. Now we click the filter on the location and we just filter by color of the cell. Now all companies that are located in China have been removed. Same applies to sort. So if we want to move the two pharma companies on top, here we'll just sort them by color. Yellow. And as we can see, they have been moved on top. But let's remove filters so that we'll have all companies again from here. If we need to clear conditional formatting for specific cells, first of all we select the cells we need and then clear rules and clear rules from selected cells. And if we need to clear rules from all the spreadsheet, we select the option Clear rules from entire sheet. And we have again our values in their starting condition. In this spreadsheet, we have a list of students and specifically their names, their test scores, and the total days they were missing from school. Our first task is to add icons based on their test performance. We need 3 categories. 0% to 50% is bad score, 50% to 85% is an OK score, and great score is above 85%. To achieve this, we'll go to the icons sets. So first we select them, and then we go icon sets, and we can choose a format. Let's choose this. Now we need to edit the criteria to match our requirements. So we edit the rule. We need 50% for the bad category, you can see here, and 85% for the best category, and all values inside belong to the OK category. We can click OK, but also you can see here we have choice to show icon only and even to change our icon style. For the moment we keep this. OK, and this request is ready. Next, we need to use conditional formatting with a formula to the column absence days. Using a formula to format cells offers flexibility in our choices. In our example, we need to highlight with yellow color all cells that are above the days limit. So if a student missed 3 or more days, the cell must be yellow. Let's select all numbers in this column, go New Rule, and the last choice of the list. Here it's important to understand how it works. We enter a condition inside the box, and if it's true, the formatting applies. If it's false, nothing happens. We always start typing here with the equal sign. So let's do a test and type something that is true. For example, 3 is bigger than 2, Also, we need to change format and make the fill yellow. As you can see, all cells are yellow because it does not compare the value of each cell. It only compares the numbers 3 and 2. So in all cells that we apply the formatting, the result will always be true. Now, let's do it more dynamic. We clear the formatting and select the cell D2. We go again. Here, we start with equal sign and we compare the cells we want. D2 is bigger than H1. Again, we need yellow color. And OK. Now it's dynamic since it compares these two cells. If we increase the limit to 5 days, the cell will not be yellow anymore. As you can see now. Let's do the limit 2 again and clear the rule so that we'll apply a new rule to the whole column. Another tip on using conditional formatting with formulas is that when we apply formula to multiple cells, there is no need to select all cells. Just select the first cell of the range, and as the selection moves, the formula will also move. Let's type our formula, equal sign, and as we just said, there is no need to select all the range. We select just the first cell. It would not be wrong, it's exactly the same, but this keeps our formulas more simple. Greater than our limit. Let's do it yellow again. And OK. Now, as you can see, there is something wrong. For example, these cells should not be yellow. So let's investigate our formula again. Let's copy our formula to demonstrate it inside our cells. So let's copy it here. And we drag it down because this is how Excel calculates whether it's true or false inside the conditional formatting. As we can see, all cells compare the same cell D2 with H1, and this is happening because of the dollar signs here. What we need is to unlock the cell D2. So let's do another test. Copy the formula again here, but now let's unlock the cell D2. It has been unlocked, so it has no dollar signs. We press Enter and we drag down the formula. And this is exactly what we need. These 3 cells should be false. So let's change accordingly the formula inside our conditional formatting. Just delete this dollar and also this. OK, and it works. And to test it, we can change again the limit to 5 days. It's dynamic. The next task is to extend the selection and make it highlight the whole row instead of just one cell. we'll clear the previous rules and we'll start again the conditional formatting. We select all cells and we'll start, but keep in mind that now we do not want to compare the word Alice with a limit, neither the word Johnson with a limit. So when Excel decides whether it should format cell A2 or B2 or C2, in all these cases it should compare the cell D2. In other words, we need to lock the column D. But as we saw in the previous example, we want the rows to be unlocked, since we have more than one row. To achieve that, we just add the $sign before the letter D. So let's try it. And now we just need to delete the second dollar just after the letter D. Again we choose yellow fill and it's ready. And let's do another test. Make this 2 and as you can see it's working. This is an overview of the 3 cases we explored in the category of conditional formatting using a formula. You can see in each situation how the formula should be written. Feel free to take a screenshot if it helps you. In this list we have some energy companies and the environmental impact they have compared to previous year expressed as percentage. Our goal is to have different color for positive, negative and neutral numbers and also add emojis depending the number. To achieve this, we will not use conditional formatting, but instead we'll use normal cell formatting. But first, let's start building that knowledge with a simple example. We have these random numbers. The list contains both positive numbers, negative numbers and also zeros. We have selected the cells. We click here and we go to Custom. In this box, we'll build our formatting rules. We delete this and start typing. By using zeros, we define the format of the numbers. This is the default format with 1 0. So if I click OK, it will remain the same. If I add one more 0, each cell will contain 2 digits. And if I add 3 zeros, each cell will contain 3 digits. We can even define the color of the numbers from the same box. We just need to add the color name inside brackets before the zeros. So let's try with green. And now they are green. The power of this technique is that we can have different format for positive and negative values. To achieve this, we add a semicolon. First are the positive numbers, and after the semicolon, we can define the format of negative numbers. So let's make negative numbers red. As you can see, the negative numbers have turned red, but the minus sign has disappeared. If we examine the cell, we will see that the minus symbol still exists, so this technique just changes the way these values are illustrated in the cells, and not their core values. To make the minus symbol appear again, we just add the minus symbol before the zeros. Now we can see the minus symbol. Previously, it appeared automatically in negative numbers because we had only one category in the formatting box. But now, neutral numbers are also green. Let's make them blue to have 3 different color categories. If we add a third category with one more semicolon, third option affects 0 numbers. The order is this every time: positive, negative, and then neutral values. And as you can see, zeros are blue. After that, we can even add the words for each case. To achieve that, we just add the desired word in quotation marks. So let's add 3 words. And it's ready. As you can see, we have these symbols. To fix it, we just need to increase the width of the column. Now each category contains a word, but as we saw earlier, their core value is still the same. For example, here it's 4. So let's format the numbers in our example and start with positive values. First of all, let's choose our color. A tip here: previously, we just added a name for the color. We have way more options if we define colors by their code names in Excel. As you can see now, we have 56 choices. Let's choose color 43 for positive numbers. The percentage format is the default one and it's fine. Now let's move to the negative numbers. And to make it easier, just copy this. Semicolon. Let's choose number 30. And don't forget that here we need minus. And now let's create the 0 category. Here let's choose color 23. And last step is to add some text, but instead of normal characters, we can add emojis. To achieve this fast, use this shortcut. And let's search something for positive values. I think this is fine. Now same for negative numbers. And don't forget to add quotation marks. For negative, let's choose this one. And now something for zeros. This one. And now let's see the result. And if we want, we can easily change colors again. Let's make them brighter. And of course, they are dynamic. So if I change this to minus, it's automatically red. And this cell here calculates the average of all the cells above. And since it returns a result, it means that all these cells have core value a number. Because in other case, having an emoji inside the cell would make them text. And let's make the cells more visible. Bold and increase their font size. You've mastered conditional formatting, but Excel has so much more to offer. Explore these short videos to quickly and easily learn more Excel tricks.